Hello my planty friends, and welcome back to my channel. A channel with officially over 100 subscribers. Woo! Thank you so much for that. I have had my YouTube channel for about 5 years now. Never thought it would get to that point, so thank you. Today I'm going to be taking you through my indoor succulent growing setup for the spring/summer. Some changes have been made. A vast majority of the stuff has been moved outside for the summer, but I still have some of my propagations inside because they're a little bit more sensitive to sunlight. And we're currently in my spare bedroom right now. This is like the disaster room where everything goes that doesn't have a place in my usual house. This room is a hot mess. But I'm going to show you how I water my succulent propagations because someone asked about this. And I think it's very interesting. So, yeah, let's just pan this way and I will show you guys the setup. This is my grow shelf setup. If you haven't seen my grow shelf setup tour, you should definitely go watch that because I kind of explain what it's made of, all the lights and stuff like that. So I currently have 2 shelves with the lights on, this one and this one up here. And I have 4 total shelves with lights, but only 2 are on. All of these are succulent propagations. So each one of these trays is a 72 cell seed starting tray, just literally full of propagations. If you watch my succulent grow light setup tour video, I show you guys a bunch of seed trays like this that had propagations in them, and a lot of them were kind of very mismatched and they were all over the place, and some of them had a lot in there, some of them didn't have a lot. So I took some time out of my day back in like January probably, and I divided up all of the propagations. I sorted them based on type, so they're all beautifully arranged now. So they're currently in front of a west facing window, so this does get some direct light in the afternoon, but not a whole bunch. This top shelf right here has a mix of different things. This is a 72 cell tray, and then this is a tray of individual pots. And I think there's 50 in there, 55, something like that. Those I just brought back in here because they got a little damaged outside. So I was able to separate out the succulents that got a little damaged. Some of them suffered from rot because they got rained on and they were too wet for too long, and some of them got sunburned. So it happens to the best of us, and you know, you just learn. So, with that being said, and with a brief overview of this setup, we're going to water. So number one, the biggest thing that I do with all of my succulents, except the ones that are outside, if my succulents are inside, I always bottom water. I never top water, especially if they're indoors, because that water can sit in the crown of the plant and cause rot. And that's not good. You don't want to lose your collection to rot. So I always bottom water, and that's why I love these seed trays, because I can just lift up this inner tray and bottom water. That was a weird way to hold my arm. But I can lift up this inner tray, water down here, and it will take exactly what it needs, only what it needs, and they will be okay. Succulent propagations do need more water than established succulents. So you're most likely going to be watering your propagations twice as often as your regular succulents. A reason for that being they don't have as established of a root system, and they're not as big, so their leaves can't store as much water as the larger succulents. I use this watering can. This watering can is from Target. I got it last year, and I honestly don't know how much water this thing holds, but I would say probably like a quarter gallon. Third of a gallon, something like that. And each one of these trays receives a whole watering can full of water. I don't fertilize these. They just get water whenever they're dry, and they have to dry out completely before you water them again. I'm gonna go fill this up about 8 times and water these. Now I'm just going to repeat that 6 more times. We're done. Okay, so that took about 10 minutes to do all of that. This is very hot in this room, so I would like to note that this room, the AC, the vents are closed, so it doesn't get any air conditioning or heat. And then I keep the ceiling fan running on medium speed all the time because it does get so hot in here. So this is going to raise the humidity level drastically in this room, which is why it is so important to also run the ceiling fan, just to get that air circulating and to hopefully prevent any major humidity issues, because succulents, they don't like a lot of humidity. That's honestly about it. This is a very low maintenance thing right now, also because I have a ton of other stuff to deal with. There's a spider. A ton of other stuff to deal with outside. Also, I noticed in the bathroom that I had a thing in my hair for probably the entire video, so people are tweeting at me to share my Minecraft house, because on the podcast, if you don't know, I have a podcast with my blogging bestie, Caitlin, and I told them I would share my Minecraft house, and I have not, so I need to do that. But anyways, that is the succulent setup tour for spring/summer. Depending on how established these get, I might move them outside. I'm a little nervous given the fact of what happened to this tray of the more established propagations that I moved out back in March. I do think I moved them out a tad too early. If you have any questions about my setup, my watering schedule, really just anything about my succulent care, let me know in the comments, because I will respond and I will, take your comments into consideration for future video ideas. That's how this one came about. Yeah, this is my tried and true method of succulent propagations, and they've been thriving. So I've been doing this for about a year and they're loving it. So that just reminded me of McDonald's. I am losing my mind this quarantine. I'm lack of human interaction. I don't know how to talk anymore. It's great. Anyways, I hope y'all are doing well in the craziness of the world, and check out my other videos if you want to. You can follow me wherever you want if you want to. Not asking you to. But yeah, I will be back with another planty video very, very soon.